What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Jackknife TV. So this is a video that I wasn't planning to make or even really wanted to make, but like I said, I'm going to keep things real. The reason there hasn't been any videos the last week or so is just because I haven't felt like it, to be honest with you, and really didn't have the time. I've been running as much as I possibly can, and when I'm not running, um, I don't know, I'm doing other things. You know, looking for possible places I can move this truck to, and sign on and things like that, because I'll be honest with you, last week I only ran 1,200 miles, and it's been periodically being like this. Now I'll have 1 week out of a month here, or maybe two, where I'll have a banger week and end up having like a $5,000 settlement. But lately here, it's so sporadic. It's my costs are just way too much to be doing this, and I don't blame anybody else but myself for this one. Thinking that nothing would happen, that the economy wouldn't shrink, that food always has to be moved. And that's not necessarily the case. I have a direct customer I'm working for. It's Tyson Foods, and we've went from 25 to 27,000 loads a month down to 15 to 17,000. And the problem with that, though, is that Tyson also has their own fleet. They have other carriers also, that they that service their needs. And what it seems like is the way Tyson's been giving out loads and assigning them to their carriers, contract carriers, I guess you'd say, is I'm getting stuck with the loads that I end up sitting. I end up sitting like 6 to 8 hours to get unloaded. I end up sitting 2 days at a shipper to get loaded, which is technically they are the shipper. It's usually their subsidiary companies or whatnot, and I can't be doing that. I only made 1,200 miles last week. Sure, I got $400 for sitting that one day. Well, technically 2 days, but woo, fuel's been going up. I'm paying so much in tolls. Now, I get reimbursed for tolls, but guess what? I have to get reimbursed for those tolls at the end of the month. So that money's still coming out of my account. And usually the way pre-pass has been deducted, it's every week it's $600 just about. $600. It's popping out of my account, and I can't be having that. It's just not working out. And I have nobody to blame really here but myself. I took on this truck. I figured, what's the worst that could happen? Is Tyson ain't going to go out of business anytime soon, and people are always going to be eating meat and stuff. And apparently they're not. They're not, because they probably can't afford it. People aren't probably having lavish barbecues and stuff anymore. Either that, or maybe there's some other, I don't know, maybe in a different part of the country, maybe there's some other meat producer coming on in. Probably somebody from Mexico or Brazil or China, who knows. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good for me. I don't know where I'm going to go. Even if my costs weren't this high, I still have no idea where could go. I definitely couldn't go on the spot market. And that, whether, especially with, I guess, the cost I got here. But whether or not, even if I had lower cost, like a cheaper truck or whatnot, it's a crapshoot. You never know what's going to happen right now. Everything's so chaotic. The only other real, sad to say, but the only other real place I could think I could maybe lease onto and maybe make it would be Landstar. But you know what? A lot of these mega carriers and stuff, and technically Landstar is a mega carrier, really. They're all owner operators, but it's a mega carrier. They're not taking people on because they don't simply have the work, and I'm sure it's probably the same over there at Landstar. I mean, I could go to Snyder or whatnot, but I can't run for $1.50 or $1.20 a mile. What am I gonna do? 3,500 miles a week, $1.50 a mile? I'm right back where I am and putting tons of miles on the truck. So I don't know. I don't know what the heck's gonna happen here. I really don't. Right now I know there's guys that are probably watching this video that are probably driving around in, I don't know, we'll say like a 95 or 98 Peterbilt or Freightliner or Columbia or whatnot. They're probably just laughing their asses off. And, they're making probably more profit than I am on $3,500 a week. But you know what, my last settlement right here, after I take out the truck payment and insurance and stuff, I'm looking at about $1,000. Why do this for $1,000? Why do this for $2,000? I could go right down here in Bath, PA. Sure, I have to drive an hour, but I can go right down to Bath, PA. Yeah, I'll put in put in a full 70 hours a week just about and make $2,000 at shitty Central Transport, LTL freight, doing line haul at night. Have benefits, have a 401k. So why would I be doing this? Why would I be doing this? A lot of guys that are watching this video should be asking themselves the same question. Maybe you shouldn't be in business. Maybe I shouldn't be in business. In fact, I probably almost guarantee I shouldn't be in business. I shouldn't be doing this. I'm taking a spot away where somebody else could profit at least $2,000 a week, doing this. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell anybody. Right now I'm feeling kind of salty. I'm at wit's ends, and I might not be like this next week or the following week. Things might look up. I might get one of those $5,000 a week settlements again. But the problem is it's just not consistent anymore. When I first got on here, I was having settlements, $7,000, $8,000 settlements. That's easily after expenses. I was bringing home $5,000, $6,000. But just things change. Look how quick things change. I know whoever's watching this are saying, "Man, I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing," or got the account I'm on, or the customer or whatnot. Right now, things are so volatile that you might not have that tomorrow. You might not have that next week or next year, or by the end of the year or whatnot. That's how volatile the market is right now. Things that you would count on that you'd think is safe. Heck, you might be pulling Walmart loads and think Walmart loads are safe. All it has to do is consumer confidence keep falling, and guess what? Less stuff gets sold, less shipments are needed, and there you go. You're basically in the same boat, if not worse. So I don't know what to tell you. This is true no BS right here. That's what it is. Because like I said, I don't have nothing to prove to anybody. Yeah, I have a shiny new truck and stuff. What do you do? I don't mean nothing when you're bringing home company driver salary, less than company driver salary. I still got to pay 30% of taxes out of that. Ooh, I just made $700 this week with all the stress and anxiety. Hell, I almost cost myself a freaking load. Almost ended up having to pay for a full freaking meat load yesterday because I got an inspection. And somebody told me to turn the reefer off, which I usually have done before. And guess what I forgot to do? Luckily, I was only 30 minutes down the road from where I dropped it off at. But that still could have turned into a big fiasco. I got my way out of that somehow. Even though I showed up at the receiver and they marked it down that the reefer was off. So I got very lucky there. Extremely lucky. Extremely lucky. That could have went really bad. And you know what? If it was me, in fact, I had my own drivers. I would probably, if they came and told me that, I would really be debating whether or not to fire them right now. I guess it depends on their demeanor and what else they've done before, and whether they're wearing flip-flops and shorts while they're walking around at the customers that I represent. But yeah, I would fire myself. Now I know a lot of guys are gonna be like, "Oh, look how stupid you are," and shit. It's gonna happen to you one day too. I've been doing this for what now, like almost 11 years. First time I ever fucked up a load almost. Just happens. You get in a hurry. I forgot to run over there. I only had a 15 or 20 minute window to make the delivery. Just forgot to do it. Forgot to turn it back on. But like that's what I mean. To have that kind of responsibility, and to be making what, $700-800 a freaking week after taxes, it just might not be worth it. I might decide to come out of this. I might just say let this truck go bankrupt on my business, my LLC, start over again some other time. Because I don't think this ain't gonna improve, guys. This ain't gonna improve by 2024. I know all you guys are like, "Oh, 2024, yeah." No, this is gonna probably go into 2025, 2026, especially with the way politically and overseas problems right now that we're having. You would think this doesn't have anything to do with our business, but it does. It does. The business is the economy. We move the economy, and if the economy ain't moving, we ain't moving. I don't know. I don't know what to say. This is really it. I'm just tired of doing this. Tired of before COVID having all that I had there, and the drivers, the trucks, and having money coming in that I didn't necessarily have to make. People were making it for me. That's why you run a business and employ people, so you can grow your business and have that other side of the income coming in. And now look where I am. I might as well. I'm basically a lease purchase driver right now. Lease purchase driver at a washed up Chicago carrier because they have no loads or anything. And you know, it's not a Chicago carrier, but still, what's the difference? If you aren't making the money, you're not making the money. What's the difference? What's the difference if you're leased on to? What's the difference if you had like Walmart, like I said, as a customer, and they just don't have no loads to move? So I don't know. Me personally, if you're watching this and you're either in the same boat I am, or you're thinking about getting into it right now for some odd reason, right now the only way you can survive is to have a big boatload of money. And the problem about trucking right now is it's so easy to get into. You can go down a Lone Mountain or whatnot. You could end up like where I am right now. I've opened up other kind of businesses before. The big difference between opening, for example, I tried to open up a automotive shop. My arms are getting tired holding the phone. Like I said, this wasn't planned out. This is just off the top of my head. For instance, an automotive shop. There are so many extra costs, permits, and things you have to get that there's no way you could open a brick and mortar shop or business. Probably can't hear me. Hopefully it died down enough that you can hear me. So there's no way you can open a brick and mortar business without having a boatload of money. And I had about 30 or 40 grand devoted for that. Easily. And it fell through. I had somebody who was supposed to come on with me because I can't run the place all by myself, and it just fell through, and I backed out of it, which luckily I did because not too long after that I ended up getting divorced and everything else, so that would have been a freaking nightmare. But anyway, I really don't tell you. I'm aggravated. I'm at wit's ends. I'm sure a lot of you are, and I would say I want to work harder if I had my authority. I might take the money that I have right now, maybe get my authority, I don't know. But I want to work harder. I can't. The loads just simply aren't being dispatched to me. You know, right now, if I had my authority, I would probably go do power only somewhere else. Or, I don't know, I've been looking at a few cheap reefer units or flatbeds for about $7,000 to $10,000 that I'd take a chance on. Well, definitely with a reefer unit. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know, guys. If you like watching me struggle and bitch about things every 5 or 6 minutes, please subscribe and hit the like button. And I don't know, comment below. Maybe I'll do a live here eventually. I'm taking 4 days off because, well, one, the only load they have for me is going to New York, and I already know the receiver there. I'm gonna sit there for 8 hours and get my like $300 in detention or whatever. And I just don't feel like doing that. It's just not worth it to play that game and play all those tolls and stuff for me right now. Like I said, I'm kind of at wit's end. But yeah, I'll see you. Catch you all later.